whisper of the leaves is a rhapsody in green.
I started as a chef when I was 21. I was exec chef of a 5-star hotel when I was 23. I think as a young chef, I always wanted to have my own restaurant, as most young chefs do, purely because food is how I express myself. That's my creative outlet. This is the food that I'm going to serve my way, because I always had my own ideas about how things should be done. I like to talk about the restaurant in a very theatrical sense. You know, I compare it to the theatre, because everyone has their own part to play. I always wanted it to be very detailed and, you know, as much importance placed on what the music is as to what the food is and how we talk to people, the words and the language that we use. I think all those different elements are just as important as one another. I want each guest to walk out of here feeling like they've had an experience that they couldn't have had anywhere else. You know, whether they had a good time or a bad time. The worst thing for me would be for one of our guests to walk out and be indifferent. The biggest compliment for me is someone that comes in and is like, oh, I don't eat oysters, or I don't eat this, I don't eat that. And then they try it in the context of the dish that I've made, and they become a convert. I always try through the dishes to get people to imagine something. It's like creating new memories. You know, I think that's really, really powerful, is actually having someone come in here and try something or be told a story through a dish that is completely new to them. And then they go back out into the world and spread the word. The front of the restaurant, you'd never know that there's a restaurant there, which we did on purpose because it is just like going to someone's house for dinner. Everything here is a reflection of my personal beliefs and style and philosophy. It's very much a reflection of, you know, what's up here. Lume doesn't actually mean anything. I chose that because it's a nice sounding word, and also because I wanted people to come here with a clean slate, clean expectations.
Oh, my son, stay curious, my boy.
I started cooking because it was a challenge. It's a very creative industry. You get to work with your hands, and every day is something completely different. It's important to look at where you've come from, but always in the sense of looking forward. I very much look to outside the industry for inspiration. I love listening to music, I love going to art galleries and, you know, going to the theatre and all that sort of thing. Or having a conversation with someone, and it might trigger something that just kind of clicks into place. But I tend not to draw inspiration from other chefs, and I try to keep very focused on what I want to do and what I want to say through food. I find myself more inspired by vegetables and plants and what's achievable with them. It's really interesting. When we have vegan guests come into the restaurant, which is such a big part of the market now, we want to give them a great experience. I guess as a chef, I'm just kind of responding to that direction. And for me, it's actually really exciting because it's a challenge to, you know, figure out how to actually do that. It's an imagining something and then actually figuring out how to do it, put it on the plate. So I've developed a couple of different vegan cheeses, completely plant-based. And that's kind of come about through experimentation and responding to what our guests want. I actually have too many ideas, and there's not enough hours in the day to actually make them happen. So I think it's always fitted the ethos that we have here of constantly evolving and innovating. And I'm still like that. I love creating new things more for the process. I find the actual process getting there is more satisfying, more exciting, creatively anyway.